Oh, ini bara.
Okay. Welcome.
Basically, lots of Lala Mialonko is cool, man, that I can really relax.
What a madam?
Yeah, that's
what a madam?
Yeah.
Not a person.
That's right.
Grand Villa.
Grand Villa.
That's fine.
Slowly. Yes. No.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are basically Mialonko very relaxed. So it's basically that I can understand. It's very relaxed.
You never need say what? Media, Nena Grand Villa is the best guest house in the Gambia.
Beji andika Grand Villa Guest House. Na labungul bebe senyaring adum na bungul bebe nyarandiring coming ibela fila ila suwe taranyame. Until Grand Villa na kiliano na lafino wala mukangotin telkang. Na ye sabati Grand Villa yela kodo na fakalamuta.
Oh man, this is like a paradise.
I know.
I so much love this place.
Yes, thank you.
Trust me, I love this place.
You can move someone and you're watching what?
Yeah.
Having done and know the Gambia. Grand Villa.
I tell you, I love this place. Okay. I love this place, man. Oh yeah.
Ni leftana ku keso sotola futama Oljuntum Paradise Estate mbaya komandiro ke 7527218 wale futana website auto www.grandvillaguesthouse.com. Grand Villa Guest House.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Arrest, desertification. We've been engaged in tree planting right across the country, and I believe this is very unique because I cannot recall, I'm not saying it has never happened, but I cannot recall the youth wing of any political party in this country, or indeed any political party in this country, engaging in such an exercise. And that underscores how much we are concerned with environment, how much we are concerned with the deforestation that is taking place in this country. Our National Assembly members have, to our satisfaction, been responding to the expectations of the Gambian people, because there have been differences of opinions in the way the National Assembly as whole and some members of our party has performed or conducted themselves in the National Assembly. And there have been some controversial measures presented. I will say controversial measures because for me, maybe the measures themselves are not controversial, but then the measures have been presented to the National Assembly, which really did not meet the approval of a great majority of the Gambian people, but nonetheless, these measures were approved. And our National Assembly continues to be very active, continue to be very vigilant, engaging, particularly at the committee level, and pushing our agenda, which is the agenda of responsible government, doing so at the committee levels. Equally, the National Executive itself has taken steps, and by way of advising its members and the general population to ensure that there is a stable, peaceful, and stable society. It has been our mantra that nothing can be achieved in this country without peace reigning supreme. Anything that runs contrary to that will be really doing disservice to this nation. The National Executive has met at least 3 times to discuss this issue of the presidential term as agreed. And you can see how seriously UDP considers this issue, and just one meeting of the executive was not sufficient to really make the party come out with a position. We had to meet at least 3 times, and this, of course, is to make sure that whatever decision is arrived at responsibly, that we are not rushing anything, because it is a matter of great national importance, and as such, you just don't hold a 2-hour meeting and then come out without really putting into consideration virtually all the factors. We cannot, as human beings, we cannot, really factor in everything. But any reasonable man, what any reasonable person would do, I think we did that. Gentlemen of the press and ladies, in 2016, the United Democratic Party, in good faith, entered into negotiations with other parties to form a coalition that would select a flag bearer to contest the 2016 presidential elections. Together with other parties and independent organizations, worked out terms and conditions of this coalition, 2016. The main points of agreement are matters of public knowledge. One of them is that any person who wants to be a flag bearer for the presidential candidate for the 2016 presidential election, you have to be the presidential flag bearer of your party or the flag bearer of an organization that is independent. That was one. of the main conditions, and indeed the process that is to follow that, which is second condition, the convention or the primary system. You've seen that political parties presented their flag bearers to run for to be selected as presidential candidate. Of course, there was no independent candidate at that convention. The political parties took part in that convention, and it so happened that the UDP's flag bearer, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, was selected by the convention to contest on the coalition's platform for the 2016 presidential elections. And was a condition that anyone selected as the coalition flag bearer will resign from his political party. And if he's an independent, will resign from that organization, so that it's not viewed as being the candidate for the particular non-political organization, but independent organization. Of course, when President Adama Barrow was selected, he resigned from his position as a member of the United Democratic Party and became an independent candidate sponsored on the platform of the Coalition 16. So those three conditions of being the flag bearer of a political party was fulfilled by all contestants. We see that the DOI, NRP, NCP, UDP, they are presidential candidates we are in, and of course all of them agreed to be subjected to the primary process, and the third condition could not apply to all because it's only applicable to only the candidate who was elected. So the President Adama Barrow happened to be that, so he had to resign from his membership of his party. Now, the fourth condition is that the candidate, if elected, will serve for a term of 3 years, and at the end of that 3 years, will step down and organize free, fair, and transparent elections, at which elections he will not participate. That is the pending condition that needs fulfillment. Now, the position of the UDP, and indeed all other parties at that convention, was that if these conditions were not agreed on, there would probably have been no coalition 2016. So these were the conditions that really informed the decision of all political parties that met at Karaba to really agree to go into a coalition and contest the elections. Now, when one looks at all the conditions, there is no doubt that substantial part of this agreement has been performed. So of all the four conditions, 3 of them have now been performed, and it's only 1. So I think the lawyer said, I think there's a substantial compliance also, has been with the conditions. And of course, it does not appear that there are any reasons to fail to comply or to have condition 4 fulfilled. The United Democratic Party, after, as I've said, several meetings, have come to the conclusion that the Coalition 2016 agreement should be complied with because it was a condition of the coalition agreement. If it did not, if it was not part of the agreement, there would have been no coalition. The UDP urges all the parties to the coalition agreement, and particularly the principal beneficiary of the coalition agreement, that is His Excellency President Adama Barrow, to be faithful to what was agreed to by all the parties, including President Adama Barrow, and also for President Adama Barrow to fulfill his promises to the electorate that if he's elected president, he'll serve for a term of 3 years, step down, supervise elections, and hand over the office of the presidency to whoever is elected at that elections. I believe that this promise to the government electorate was sacrosanct, independently of the agreement, because these election promises really might have motivated or influenced the Gambians to vote in the way they did vote. And ladies and gentlemen, we believe that there is nothing currently prevailing that could or should stop the non-performance of condition 4. We are, as a party, convinced that to do otherwise will really be putting into question our integrity as political leaders and as political parties. And one thing that, as a political party, we want to guard against is anything that will smear our integrity for whatever reason. So, ladies and gentlemen, in short, this is what we want to make known to the whole world. This is what everyone has been waiting for. We want to know what the position of the United Democratic Party is, and this is the position of the United Democratic Party as a party. I thank you all for your
Thank you very much, party leader. We will entertain a few questions, and the party leader is happy to answer your questions.
I don't know whether these are sufficient enough. I don't know. I have 15.
There are hard copies of the statement, and we will distribute it, and then also we will try and send it to you by soft copy. We have your emails. As you are coming out, really, so that we can wrap this up as quickly as possible. Your questions, please. Please identify yourself and the media house you represent.
I'm Mustafa Andabo. I work for Fairfire. My question is relating to what the party might do as a consequence. Like now that it's clear your position is that you think Barrow should step down after 3 years, which in fact what he has agreed to do. And Barrow has since made it clear that he would continue and complete the 5 years. As a coalition stakeholder, what would you do if Barrow continues? Do you think it's right that your members protest against that decision?
We are not calling on any member of the United Democratic Party to protest. We are asking President Adama Barrow, as a party, we are asking President Adama Barrow to be faithful to the agreement that led to his election as President of the Gambia. We are asking President Adama Barrow to fulfill the promises that he has made to the Gambian electorate. That's what we are asking for. We are not asking anybody to go out and protest. We, the United Democratic Party, does not believe that we should urge any person to go out and protest.
But you do agree with the position of the quote-unquote 3 years judgment. It's a legitimate concern.
I do not. 3 year judgment, their positions, I think has some undertone, some ramifications. So I cannot say that I agree with them. What I agree with is that what was agreed on, we ask President Abraham to be faithful to that. That is what we ask. The undertones of the 3 years judgment that have ramifications, and UDP certainly is not coming out to support 3 years judgment. UDP is just calling on President Adama Barrow to respect the agreement that saw him to power, and also to fulfill the promise that he had made to the Gambian people.
Yes. Any other question?
Well, I can add one more. Because first, just to clarify about the question I asked. You meant to say that UDP does not agree with 3 years Jonas position?
No, you said 3 years because you said protest, and we know that 3 years judgment taken of protest. And I'm saying that the ramifications of their call, UDP is not part of it, and we will not. Yeah, the undertones. The undertones.
You think it's an illegal exercise?
I'm not talking about legality or illegality. So I'm saying that UDP will not call on its members to go out and protest. We will not do that.
Since UDP as a party does believe that, in fact, Barrow's legitimacy is strictly tied to a promise he has made to the Gambian people, because it's on the basis of that promise he got elected. That's a legitimacy question. Now, if you lose that legitimacy, would you think that as a party it's logical for people to protest against this decision? That's what I'm saying.
Well, if there has to be protest, we'll have to consider all the conditions, everything. And this party will meet and decide whether or not it is necessary to go out on a protest or not. But as of now, we do not think that we'll go out to protest. We'll leave President Adama Barrow. Whether it's an issue of legitimacy, whatever legitimacy that we are talking about, we say that let his conscience guide his actions, and that his promises to the electorate is even more important than the agreement. Because if he had gone out to the electorate without really saying that I want to serve 3 years, then that's okay. But his promise to the electorate is, for me, is even more important than the agreement. But then that really gives the agreement a very robust, character.
Mr. John?
Yeah, I'm John. I'm a best I do buy some for Well, we know that the country is transitioning from democracy from dictatorship to democracy. And to many observers, Gambians have missed an opportunity to hold national dialogue, national forum on the country's challenges. So do you share their opinion?
I don't know what to make that Gambia has lost opportunities.
That could have a national forum that could have addressed all these problems that we are facing now.
Well, is it too late? After all, you can organize a national dialogue in the next 3 weeks. So it's not too late. So for me, there are no lost opportunities. It's not too late. And the issue is, are you going to initiate it? No, absolutely not. It has to be initiated. But I don't think the opportunities have been lost. In the next 2-3 weeks, you can really organize a national dialogue because we know all the issues. So people will go to that national dialogue, with well-defined position, in support of their positions, whether genuine or not genuine. But certainly, and probably, out of the expressions of those different opinions, something beneficial will come out of it for the good of the country. So I don't think really we have lost opportunities. The opportunities are still there.
Mr. Koli?
Yes. And I just wanted to know West Coast Radio. Honorable, I want a further clarification because the position of the 3 years judgment is a campaign aim to force President Barrow to accept the 3 years agreement. And you have said that he had, fulfilled the 3-part, meaning left 1. Now, what is the difference between the position of the UDP and that of the 3 years judgment campaigns?
Well, maybe I see you have stated it, that the 3-year judgment is campaigning for President Barrow to honor. Yes. We have stated our position and we have called on President Barrow. We are not embarking on any campaign. I think that's the difference. We are not campaigning. We have told him what the position is. We have told him what he should do as a man of honor. And of course, if she doesn't do it, there's the future. There's the future. If a president can go to people and say, 3 years I'll leave, and then you have an interview, several interviews say, I will leave 3 years. And as recently as his interview with Ibrahim Asila, he said, yes, 3 years was agreed. But that was with a few people. So with all that, I think with a man of honor, maybe he should really step down or engage other people. Step down. When I say step down, I mean our ego. Call other people and talk to them. As the president of a country would talk to people to avert any situation. That is what I think he should do. And probably that should be part of the national dialogue that Mr. John is talking about. So for us, there's a vast difference because the methodology, I think really matters. We are appealing to look, do this. We are not going out campaigning at all. So there's a vast difference.
The president has made it clear that whether Gambians like it or not, he is going for the country. Now, if he refuses to honor, what's next for the UDP?
I've told you that if he refuses to honor, then we will definitely tell the entire Gambian people, and you and I will agree to that he's not a man of honor, that he does not deserve a second term. Because if he could say that, look, that was just a campaign, that statement was just a campaign statement. Seriously, president seeking to rule a country, and he said statements that we make are just mere campaign things. That brings a big question. That's why we are not. We say, look, let him honor his word. If he doesn't, well, we'll go to the politics. In the 2021, 2022, or whenever. Even if he does honor the 3 years and says he's going to step down, will certainly, statements that he has made, will bring it back to him and tell Gambian people, do you trust this man? Do you trust this man who tells you that only a few people have sat down and decided this thing? But what those people have decided, that is what you took to the people, to the majority of the Gambian people. So you went out to meet the people. So it's no longer a question of few people. Maybe what the few people, you and the few people agreed on, you took out that to the majority of the Gambians, and they voted you on that basis. So you cannot say that that was an agreement with few people. And again, it just shows type of leadership quality that we have. Cannot be trusted. Cannot be trusted at all. Any flip-flop reason, you come out with it, and you find that all those reasons are very porous.
Honorable, given the position of the UDP, I want one question. Given the position of the UDP, taking such a decision, do you think it will have a reverse effect on the image and the integrity of the party?
How?
And that's the question I want you to
answer. How? No, but how? Because I don't know how. Because UDP has never made any statement contrary to what it has said now. So tell me, how does it affect the integrity?
Will it contradict your position, your early position that President Barrow, anybody who wants him to honor the 3 years,
I am an individual. I am an individual. I say if you force, and UDP is not taking any steps, that is forcing him. I say if you force, and that is my statement, Hussein Dabo, as a lawyer, and this is the position of the party. And if it takes 3 days, three meetings to arrive at a decision, you could know that there was a lot of debates amongst us before we could arrive at this decision. And in any case, I do not and I cannot overrule the party on anything. I'll tell you something. When President Barrow was being selected, I had proposed Dr. Isatou Touré. And President Adama Barrow said, Chumalong Usenu te ufo usende la kambe lola jantoba. Meaning, I'm just part of the party. I cannot dictate to the party. So if I cannot dictate to the party on the selection of a presidential flag bearer, I cannot dictate to the party to adopt my position at all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. My first question was going to be on whether, of course, the party's decision in the country.
So that question has been answered.
Yeah, but I have another one.
Okay.
Part of the argument also was that if Barrow, of course, was elected president, this will serve for 3 years and then resign and will not run for election again. Is the UDP considering that action? Is it your position that this will stick to that agreement also does not run for election, or you were just okay with him stepping down after 3 years? The final one is, of course, we know right now there is no doubt that UDP is one of the biggest political parties, if not the biggest in the country, and that gives you the probability of winning the next election, at least some probabilities. Are you not worried that this country has not moved that much, and if you are to win elections in the coming presidential election, you will need to start from fresh to rebuild a Gambia that we are already for?
Well, the first question, President Barrow to step down and not to contest the next elections, we say that is the pending condition that needs to be fulfilled. And we say we urge him, really, to respect that condition. So we're asking him to respect that condition. But it's up to him. It's up to him to contest the next elections. And then it will be for the Gambian people to give their votes to him. It will be for the Gambian people to do so. Now, of course, I sincerely hope, I sincerely believe, and I hope that what the scenario that we have painted, that materializes, that we win the next elections. I really hope so. And of course, whatever situation the country is in, when a UDP government comes in, we will be tasking ourselves, in fact we are tasking ourselves of creating the other Gambia. We want to create the other Gambia. The Gambia that is different from Jammeh's Gambia, and the Gambia that is different from, quote unquote, the new Gambia. Because all these things that we are talking about are supposed to be characteristics of the new Gambia. But then we see that there is a derailment. So that is why we want to have the other Gambia. And of course, yes, probably if you will listen to some of my statements, I said the transition for the Gambia will start in 2021 when UDP wins. And also it is 2021 that the transition for UDP will also start. Which means, of course, that what you are talking about, the stagnations in the economy, I mean, things that the ordinary Gambians have never dreamt that will happen after 2016 presidential elections. These are the things that we'll be addressing. And of course, with news, because we'll not just be addressing, we'll just not be concerned with damage repair, but we'll also be introducing new things, innovations, so that the other Gambia that we are talking about will have it. And certainly, we hope that when we are elected in 2016, people start saying that, oh yes, we are now having the other Gambia.
Let me next question, just yes, Mahmoud from the point of view. Well, let me mention that, when UDP came into power, you create the other Gambia. From your own point of view, do you think the country is lacking, good leadership?
It's lacking?
Good leadership?
It's lacking in good leadership. Well, let me say that one character of a good leader is adhering, respecting promises you make. That is one character of a good leader. So, for me, any leader that does not respect promises he makes is deceitful. And certainly, I don't think Gambia wants leaders that are deceitful. I think Gambia wants leaders that will accept and do